Okay, everyone. Welcome back to the Chase the Monster podcast. First one in a very long time, but what better time to have a comeback than right before the regular season starts? For the Sox, alongside Luis Gomez and Griffin Aldrich, I'm David Karras, and we're going to be previewing the series today. So, obviously, the Red Sox have one more game, is it, left in spring training tomorrow before the season starts?
Yeah, I think no. Yeah,
I
I
know they
think
play the Twins tomorrow, I
pretty
think.
sure. Yeah.
Um, so, but yeah, I mean, the season's pretty much set up. The opening roster is all set up. We've spent some time talking about uh, off-season moves. Now it's time to talk about the road ahead, which is hopefully these next 6, 7 months. So we're gonna get into all this little by little, but just before we get in, we're going to break it down section by section of who made the 26 man opening day roster. But before we do that, I want to toss it off to you, Lewis, and then you, Griffin, just with general thoughts about how this year is going to be for the Sox. So we'll start with you, Lewis, as he takes a nice big sip of whatever that was.
Well, it was magical water.
Love
Um,
it. Please sponsor us.
to be honest, I feel really confident with this team, especially maybe when spring training started, maybe not, but after what I saw in the World Baseball Classic, and I saw our players perform it like that, and that was like it was exciting. Even though they were playing for the countries, but you know, this Red Sox property, so it's like and you could tell. It's my bad. I'm seeing them hitting in pressure moments. That was like that's really good. You know what I mean? That's definitely something that I'm like, oh, okay. They're playing more often with pressure. That's part of the World Baseball Classic and the experience. But I definitely feel more confident about our team. 3 days before the season starts. But yeah, I'm definitely more confident about our team, and I feel like we're gonna have a great season.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have a great season. I it's gonna be a lot of piggyback off of Lewis, but looking at how the WBC went and how all these Red Sox players, even guys like Greg Weiser and guys like from play for UK, I can't think of his name right now.
Nathan.
Nate Eaton, guys like that who just were producing in the WBC just really makes me impressed. And you looked a lot at the Bregman situation, and a lot of fans were upset about not bringing back Bregman. However, this team looks pretty good, and you make that trade for Caleb in there, and you get such young talent, and you get also guys like Wilson Contreras who could help you a lot at first base and can also be a power bat as well. I love what the Red Sox did this offseason, and I am so excited to look forward to it. And David, you alluded to it, the roster. Want me to pull it up for you really quick?
Please.
Got it right here.
Yeah, so we're going to break it down section by section. We'll start with the starters, but can leave this on screen now for a few more seconds just so everyone can get a digest everyone that's on the roster. A couple, I think we can all agree, a couple surprises, nothing crazy. I mean, I'll give one right now, even though it's jumping the gun a little bit with early. I didn't know if he'd be on the roster, but I think we're seeing the effects from what I read just right now of the World Baseball Classic, where early is going to help take some of the pressure off of guys like Bayo and Suarez, from what I heard, who logged up some innings in the World Baseball Classic, just at least to start the year. I thought it would have been, likely that early and Tolley would have started the year in Worcester. Tolley obviously got an option to Worcester, no surprises there, but early's sticking with the team. But yeah, other than that, I don't know if you guys have any other general thoughts about how this roster looks, but there's not really many surprises for me. I mean, maybe the only other um, competition was between Andrew Monasterio, and Nate Ian. Obviously, Monasterio won that battle, given that he's been given one of the 26 spots on this roster. But What do you guys think about this when you see it? Anything stick out to you in specific?
To be honest, for me, I'm not surprised about early. I'm really not. Early definitely seems more ready than Tolly, for sure. Tolly has, velocity, but he needs to work on his stuff first. But early is definitely more ready. The surprise for me was gonna be a shocker is definitely Yoshida and Durant situation. I wonder how Cora's gonna play them when, you know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, they're also both lefties. You get what I mean? Because maybe, a lefty is pitching. Oh, Durant, let's say he's a righty. But no, they're both lefties. So that would be a little bit surprising. I mean, it also helps. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the Yoshida, Durant, they're also outfielders. So it's like we could give the DH spot to someone else one day. You know what I mean? To Abreu for a rest day, even Rafaela, like Roman. But like, it's the beginning of the season, so it's like everyone is fresh right now. So I wonder how's that going to work because you also want Yoshida and Duran, to play enough, to be in the right track because you can't perform really good if you're not playing every day as well.
Yeah, for me, the biggest shock, I think, I'm just shocked that Early is not a starter. I think we all knew that wouldn't happen this year, but I thought it was pretty impressive how, he performed in the playoffs. We can't discredit that at all. And obviously the situation that he was put in, but I mean, you did get Oviedo to be in that rotation. So I totally see it, but I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if you end up seeing Early be in the starting lineup at some point in this season. That's my thing.
Do you mind, Griffin, just quickly pulling up that graphic again because that's a perfect segue to start talking about the starters. So this is going to be your starting rotation to at least begin the year. Obviously, you got your ace Crochet, Ron Harris Suarez, Sonny Gray, Brian Bayo, Johan Oviedo. Obviously, 3 of those 5 were acquired this offseason, either from trade or free agency signing. And then Connolly Early is going to be in the mix as well. So, you got, if it's a 6-man rotation, so that's something we could explore right now if we want to spend a little bit of time talking about that. I don't know if that's something. I feel like Cora's already always teased going to a 6-man rotation when he's talking to the media, but I don't remember a time where we've actually done it. But do you guys think that could be a possibility, at least to start the year, just to keep our guys fresh? Obviously we have the starting pitching depth to do 6 starters to at least start the year. You're taking away a bullpen arm by doing that. But do you guys think that could be a possibility, especially with guys like Suarez and Bayo coming back from the WBC, maybe not wanting to put as much wear and tear for a second straight season on a guy like Crochet? I mean, obviously he was phenomenal, but want to obviously be mindful of his Tommy John history. And then you got a guy like Sonny Gray, who's, closer to 40 than he is to 30. So just right off the bat, do you think it's a possibility that they could temporarily run a 6-man rotation?
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, last year we almost got to see it. But remember, Bale was hurt in the beginning, and Luca Dialito as well was hurt. But then they came back, and Bueller got hurt right away, so we never got to see it. But it was a thing that they were about to do it. And to be honest, a 6-man rotation doesn't sound bad, man. Like, I feel like it will help out the arms. It will definitely avoid less injuries. Having one more day of rest is definitely really good for those arms, especially nowadays. And how pitching is, how easy it is to get hurt nowadays, especially for pitchers. So I wouldn't mind because if it's a 6-man rotation, the last man will be Early. It's pretty good 5 or 6 right there, no? Pretty good.
No, I want to ask, wait, is Giolito even on a roster right now?
He's not even signed.
Not signed.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, and he opted out of that, correct? Or has he been with us for 2 years?
I think they offered him they offered him like the 1 year, but he denied it.
It was a it was a 2-year contract. The first year he spent rehabbing from Tommy John, and then there was a mutual option that was triggered in where he could opt out if he pitched 180 innings last season, Griffin, and he hit 180 in sometime in September, and then he opted out. We didn't offer him the qualifying offer, which would have brought him back 1 year, $21 million. And yeah, he's still waiting for a job.
Yeah, crazy. I like it. I would say I personally would utilize Crochet as much as you can. But again, you make some valid points, David, that you don't want to get him injured and like risk that. It's a lot of wear and tear on your arm pitching, but I like utilizing him and having him for as many starts as possible because that's what you want. But realistically, you got to look at the health of the player too. And if you go with a 6-man rotation, I mean, that gives you a deadly rotation. And I was looking at something the other day, and this is probably one of baseball's scariest pitching rotations. I have to say. And that's one thing where you look at it last year, I thought we had a really good pitching rotation as well, but this year just has a little more itch to it too. And I look at early in there, I feel like early in Oviedo could be battling for that 5th spot, potentially. I feel like that could be a thing that we could see later in the season. Because again, I think you want to utilize Crochet too. I think you want to get a lot of starts out of him because he's just so dominant. But I also look at it and I'm like, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. It just because Early's a phenomenal pitcher too. Like I think that's the thing that we need. I saw him play in Portland several times and obviously didn't get to watch him a lot, but when you did get to see, he was dominant, and for what he did against the Yankees was something special. So this is a guy who's has a bright future, and if we don't see him even starting a lot this year, we're gonna see it. He in the future will be one of the Red Sox best pitchers. I could say that. I have to say.
No, yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why he got called up was because even though yes, he was doing amazing in the minor leagues, but like injuries. Injuries. We needed pitching, and it's not like a guarantee that we would love to have our pitchers not get hurt, but like you never know, man, because that's the type of baseball that's normal in baseball. But like it's not even that he's just gonna be like a guy who fills the spot. He's a person that could definitely give you a quality start. And I think it also depends to have the 6-man rotation. It also depends in if we're winning or not. Because if we have, let's say like if we're over 500 barely, we need to have Crochet there, have as much starts as he can. Because every time he starts, he is a big opportunity of winning.
Definitely. Yeah, I 100% agree with what you said earlier, Griffin, too, where this is one of the best rotations in the MLB. I think it's just has a great assortment of different strengths where you got guys like Bayo and Suarez who are great ground ball pitchers. You got the true ace in Crochet who can do it all. You've got the extension in a guy like Johan Oviedo who, by the time he releases the ball, it's already very, very close to home plate. And then if you pair that with the velocity, that's going to be huge. And then obviously we got the youthfulness with Crochet and potentially Connolly Early if he's in the mix as well. So this is going to be an incredible rotation. Shout out to Breslow for addressing the rotation a ton in the winter, especially again with what you talked about, Lewis and Griffin, with how last season ended just with the injuries. So really pumped to see this group perform this year. But we're going to move on to the next section. Do you mind pulling the graphic back up? Appreciate that, Griffin. Thank you. We're going to go to the bullpen. So we got Chapman, Whitlock, Slayton as your 7, 8, 9 inning guys. got Greg Weissert, who's in the mix for that. And then it has early listed here as part of the bullpen, but it's either going to be early or Oviedo as kind of that long reliever out of the bullpen who can eat up some innings. And then you got Moran, newly signed Colombe, and then Watson. So very healthy mix there in the bullpen where you got half lefties, half righties. A little bit different looking from last year. Obviously, the bullpen last year was incredible. Really, really big reason why we're able to do so well last season. But what are you guys' takeaways on the 2026 bullpen for the Sox?
It looks even better. Looks even better. Not gonna lie with you, it's a rotation that not a lot of people talk about it, and they should. They definitely, if our starting pitching is one of the best, our bullpen is one of them as well. And it's okay, it's whatever. We gotta prove it, but like I feel like low key we could definitely, just like last year, we could have have a better rotation than last year.
Yeah. I look at it. I love Chapman in there, from how dominant of a season he had last year and able to get that extension. Love to see him back with the team. I was big on Kenley Jansen before, actually. I loved Kenley on this team, but it seemed like he really didn't want to be around a lot. So can't blame anything with that. I loved him when we got him, but then he was just so stubborn. I'm a big guy that watches Section 10, and they would talk about him all the time, how he didn't really want to be with the team and how he was tired of it, that they put him in trade rumors and stuff. It's a business at the end of the day. It's what's going to happen. But still love Kenley Jansen. I thought he was fun, but seeing Aroldis Chapman take over that closing spot, he was so dominant last year, and I'm excited to see him this year. And I have to say, and I'm not sure how long in the season we'll see it, but Patrick Sandoval will be another guy that inserts himself into this bullpen, correct? Yeah, at some point in the season. So that'll be fun to see him play and see the bullpen just get even better once he comes back from injury.
For sure. And I think we can all agree that we don't even need Chapman to be what he was last year, which obviously was the best season of his career. I don't think he's going to be able to repeat that. He's another year older. He's another guy who's closer to 40 than he is to 30. But if he can come,
think so?
I don't think he can repeat. I mean, that was a historic season, Lewis. Like I'm saying, I think he'll still be great.
Wasn't that the best season of his career last year?
Oh yeah, it was the best season of his career. I don't think anyone would be able to repeat that. If he could, it'd be incredible. But if he can just be 75% of what he was in 2025, I'll absolutely take that. I still expect him to be a dominant closer. I'm really just pumped for the 7-8-9 setup of Whitlock, Slayton, Whitlock, and Chapman. And obviously Weissert can help fill in there. Obviously he had his moment, as you talked about Griffin in the World Baseball Classic. Craig Breslow is blowing up one of your guys' phones right now, I can tell. And yeah, he'll be in the mix with that as well. So I feel good about this group. I mean, obviously missing Bernardino, bit of a surprise to some people that Zach Kelly's down in Worcester to start the year. But one final question about the bullpen is about a guy, and this is actually just a general pitching question as we're rounding out the pitchers on this roster. This guy I mentioned at the beginning, he's not on the opening day roster, but I personally think he has a future in Boston. What was that you were eating, Lewis? Is that good?
An orange.
Okay, an orange. Love it. Healthy choice. Eat your fruits and veggies to all the viewers out there. Chasing the fruits. But let me cut to the chase. I'm yapping a little bit too much. Peyton Tolley. I think he has a future more of a reliever than as a starter, just due to what you were talking about, Lewis, where his velocity is there, but the command and control isn't there yet. I think he could be like a future setup guy for the Sox. I mean, obviously this is down the line, but I can envision a way where his path back to the big leagues this year is expedited if we need help out of the bullpen, or we just need a guy kind of like what he did, I think, a couple times at the end of last year, where he can just come out of the bullpen late in the game. And I think we could be looking at a future setup guy. But that's just my opinion on Tolley, and I want your guys' thoughts on him as we round out this pitching talk.
He did it against the Yankees in the playoffs, game 2. Yeah, remember he came out of the bullpen. I feel like he could help out. I just feel like he needs to work more on his off speed. The fastball is there, but you cannot just you can't get away with just throwing fastballs. You cannot get away in the big leagues. You know what I mean? You could throw 105. People, they're gonna hit it if you're just throwing fastballs. But if he does find a better grip on that on his off speed and figures it out, right away I would think he will definitely perform. Damn.
What trades is Breslow finalizing, Griffin? We got to know the scoop.
We got to. Lewis's phone is blowing up. Oh, jeez.
It's not mine. It's not mine. This is David. David, what's going on there? You got any news?
I need yo necesito un dato. There's
probably Chapman, bro. You heard what you said.
He's blowing up my phone.
God, I love it.
No, I mean, I feel like my bad.
No, I
just figure it out. He will be fine. And about Chapman, I'm not gonna lie with you. Yes, he had the best season of his career. That he has the velocity. He could throw even harder than that. He said it, but the stuff is still there, though. It's not like, yes, he's 1 year older, but the stuff is still there. He looks the same. He looks the same. He looks the same. Like, the stuff is still there. I just feel like Boston has been a different place for him. He looks happy. You never remember, like, Chapman is actually enjoying the games. When that guy used to come out of Yankee Stadium, he wasn't enjoying those games. You could tell he was just too maybe too serious or something like that. You will never see him smiling, but you see that with him now with the Red Sox. Maybe he's happy where he's at. You know what I mean? Connor Wong helped him out. Apparently Connor Wong taught him how to pitch. But
he taught him how to throw a pitch. He didn't teach him just how to pitch, period.
Yeah. But I feel like I said, it's just like, he still has the velocity. I feel like he's going to be fine. Probably not the same season, but, perform really good as well. But I definitely think Tolley could be really important if he learns how to throw those off speed, because it's still not there yet.
Yeah, I have to say my opinion. I actually got to see Tolley. It was actually funny. Shout out to the Sea Dogs again. I'm so grateful for the opportunity I've been given there. It was Candlepin's night when he was pitching, and he was so dominant. I was a human candlepin that night. It was pretty fun, I have to say. Go get your Sea Dog tickets. Go buy your Sea Dog tickets right now. But human candlepin. And just watching him pitch. Obviously, didn't get to see a lot. I was busy, but when I did get to see him pitch, he was just so incredible. And you saw him move through the ranks so fast. His stint with Portland wasn't even very long. And then you saw him move up so fast. He's a guy where I look at him with the Red Sox, and I think, you look at this roster, and he's a young guy. He's very young. And I think he should have even been there in the WBC for a reliever for Team USA. I have to say, you don't see anyone representing USA like he did. He shaved it on his chest. Like, that's a fan right there. I gotta say. But we'll try to get up that Peyton Tolley picture at some point for you guys. But I look at him. The heart is there. He has the heart. It seems like he's a Boston guy. A lot of people talked about Kyle Schwarber being a Boston guy. I feel like Peyton Tolley embodies that. Like he embodies, and I feel like he's quickly gonna be a fan favorite for people out there. It just is a matter of time. He needs to work on some stuff. Again, he's young. I think we could have even saw early start the season in Worcester, but Tolley will definitely be a contributing piece on this team. I have no doubt in my mind.
And shout out to what's up, Lewis?
I agree with you with Griffin.
Quick shout out to Peyton Tolley as well. He got engaged yesterday, so
yeah, I saw that.
Very, very happy. Or 2 days ago, he posted it on Instagram. So very, very happy for him. And on behalf of us three here at Chase the Monster, I hope that we are all getting invites to his wedding. So,
wow,
we'll look forward to that. Okay, let's get on with the next section of the opening day roster, the infielders. Got some new faces here. We got Wilson Contreras, acquired this offseason, playing first. Marcelo Meyer won the job at second. Story returning at short. And then late offseason trade acquisition, Caleb Durbin getting the job at third. And then you get your two backup infielders, Andrew Monasterio, who was also acquired in that Durbin trade, and Isaiah Kenner-Falefa, who was signed a week before we got Durbin and Monasterio. So how do we feel about this group? Because I think this group is going to be incredible defensively. That was another big issue that I thought Breslow did a fantastic job of addressing this offseason. It's just the defense. I mean, the defense has cost us way too many games in the 2020s as an organization, and I think we're a lot better defensively set now. There are some things that I wish we would maybe tinker with, like if I were to be a negative Nancy, even though I don't want to, but if I had to be a negative Nancy about something, I personally would flip Meyer at short and Story at second, but that's just splitting hairs at this point. I get some follow-up questions as well, but what are your guys' thoughts just on the infield group heading into the year?
I feel I like it. Yes, we always have defense problems but I like it. This team looks way better, especially with the pitcher that we just added, Ranger Suarez. He puts the ball on the ground a lot, so we definitely gotta play defense for him. So it's like, and Breslow also thought about that, and it was very smart from him. But overall, I like it. You know what I mean? I feel confident. That we have a pretty good chance of catching any ball because our defense looks amazing. If I'm not mistaken, the worst one in the defense is Story, and Story is an incredible shortstop defensively.
Yeah, could you reiterate the question one more time for me, David? Sorry.
Just what are your general thoughts on the infield group?
Yeah.
And then I got some follow-up questions.
Yeah, so just looking at them from the get-go, I love Wilson Contreras in there. I love Trevor Story. I think, the season that he had last year, I'm always a big Trevor Story fan. I would say he's my favorite player on the team. Everyone always has talked so negatively about Story when he's been battling with injuries, and you see how badly he wanted to be out there, even was in tears after one of his injuries. But finally has been, knock on wood, we continue to see a healthy Story too. But I just love seeing him out there, and you got some new additions as well. Hopefully Meyer could stay healthy too, because that's only one issue with Meyer staying healthy. But if he's healthy, he's phenomenal out there as well. The one that interested me is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. I think he is a very sneaky move for the Red Sox. You lose a guy like Rob Ref Snyder, obviously an outfield guy, but a guy that could give you production coming off the bench. And then you lose a guy like that you traded in the Durbin trade. Why can't I think of his name right now? Why can't I think of his name?
David Hamilton.
David Hamilton. He's a guy who came off the bench and was phenomenal at times for the Red Sox. But Isaiah Kiner, what?
He sucked.
He had good moments though. He had good moments.
The freaking moment I remember is him freaking doing errors.
He was good in 2024.
Yeah,
he was probably good in AAA.
He had good moments. I don't even want to hear that
In
slander.
2024.
No, he had good moments.
Yeah, he won like on the 10-game winning streak.
No. I'm not taking that David Hamilton slander. I'm not taking the David Hamilton slander. I'm not taking it. But you look at Kiner Falefa, and that's a guy who I think just enhances that. You know, I almost see it as this move being like a Marwin Gonzalez kind of move or a Jose Peraza for the Reds. So no, listen, be like a guy that they're going to bring off the bench.
The reason for my reaction is just I had not heard those names in forever. That's why I reacted.
I loved Marwin Gonzalez on the Red Sox. I know that's a pull, but he wasn't anything special. But I'm just saying.
He got
he was a nepo baby. He was only on the team because he's Cora's best friend from Houston.
Listen. I'm just saying. Isaiah Kiner Falefa, I like him coming off the bench. I really do. I think this is a guy who's going to give you a lot of good production. You know, he was in the World Series with the Blue Jays last year. You know, he had some World Series experience. Obviously, not so hot. Didn't win the World Series, but can help a lot.
He didn't win it because of him.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew Lewis was going to say that. That's so.
But you guys can't give Isaiah Kiner Falefa some.
Now he knows if it's the Red Sox at that point of view.
He's gonna shock people. He's gonna shock people.
I like your take with that though, Griffin. On a serious note, like, you know, we're not gonna get much from him offensively, but he won a Gold Glove, albeit in the shortened 2020 season. But he is a great defensive option to have off the bench. And again, it just shows that Craig, even in the starting group and with depth, is taking defense in the infield more seriously. Some follow-up questions. Go ahead, Lewis. I know you want to say something. You can't keep
Griffin,
going on.
So you think if Kiner Falefa has a good season like Marwin Gonzalez, is worth it?
No, I'm saying this. I think, you know, he's a utility guy. This is a guy that's going to come off the bench for the Red Sox. He's a utility guy. And I look at Marwin Gonzalez, you know, he was a utility guy for the Astros. I'm just comparing the two. That's all I got to say. I'm just comparing the two.
I'm going to ask a question here with Story. He fell off a bit towards the end of last season defensively, committing a lot of errors towards the end of the year at shortstop. Is that something you guys are worried about carrying into 2026?
No, sorry, you go ahead, Lewis.
Oh, you can go. You go.
I just want to jump the gun with it real quick because I want to say with Story, you know, one thing that sticks out to me about Story, like even when the Red Sox got him, is his defense. You know, they loved how well he was defensively, and they wanted to add him. You know, even going to second base, he was incredible on defense. That doesn't bother me. I think, you know, it's a long season. You know, towards the end of the season, he had some mechanical issues. Now, you know, he had a whole off season to kind of fine tone that. He had a whole spring training to kind of get reps and time and focus. I don't think that'll be an issue for Story because it's never been an issue in his career. There's slumps, you know, guys go through slumps. So I think that's what you kind of spark from that. And that's where it could kind of stem from. And, you know, once you're struggling, like if you make one error, you're in your head. Like I just know from my own experience, when I would make an error, I would get in my head and then you make another error and you have a bad night. And then next night you go out there and you're still not mentally in the same place. But, he had a full off season. He'd get his headspace kind of in the right area. Now he's going to come back, and I think he's going to have a great season, and I don't think that'll be an issue.
I agree with you. Also, another thing we also got to be.
Oh, you guys agreed. Kumbaya, kumbaya. You guys agreed. But continue.
I mean, I think also, when was the last time he played a full season?
Yeah, not a while ago. So, like, that's the thing too, Lewis, that you bring up. Like, that's his first full season back since what, the Rocky days? Like, there's gonna be issues. Like, even from how well he was batting too. Like, and towards the end of the season, I think he cooled off a little bit, right? Or was it vice versa? But
he cooled off in the regular season at the end, but he stepped up in the postseason.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like you bring up such a valid point from that. The last season he had like a full season was with the Colorado Rockies, and like I look at that stat, geez, story with the Rockies feels like the dinosaur ages. That's when baseball was different. Like we had Albert Pujols in the league. We had, wasn't
the last time Trevor Story played the full season, Mookie Betts was still with the Red Sox.
Was it? No.
2019.
Oh wow. That's how long ago it was. That's how long.
2020 was a short season.
Buster Posey was with the Giants. Like those were crazy days, I gotta say. Wow, that's been a minute. David Ortiz was only retired for 3 years prior to that. Like that's crazy. Now it feels like David Ortiz has been retired for forever. Like, wow. That just shows that it's just been a long time for him. Like it's been a long time since he's had a full season.
Yeah, but I feel like he hasn't gone through that full season experience in a while. Of course, his body is going to react different at the end, especially if he hasn't gone through it. Even like with all those players, like Rafaela, like even with all those players. The same thing as well. But they come with prepare. They know how it felt. They know what to do now and to get better and better. And I feel like even though Trevor Story is 1 year older, I feel like he could be a sneaky guy that could literally have a better season than last year.
Yeah.
So that was going to be my next question about Story. So that's interesting. You think he could have an even better season than last year? I mean, last year was my whole expectation with Story heading into last season personally was just be healthy. Like anything else is just the added bonus, but he performed well above my expectations in 2025. So Lewis, we got your opinion, I guess, with that answer right there. You think Story's going to have a better season than last year, but I'm going to open up the question. You can expand on that, but do we expect, I guess for Griffin, do you expect Story to regress next year back to being more average, or do you think he can repeat what he did in 2025?
I think I think he's going to have a very similar year to last year. I feel like less slumps, like I think that's a thing you would see Story get hot for good portions of time, but like as you guys alluded to, had some issues with the errors at the end of the season and stuff like that. I think he's just going to get better, like at least more consistent this season. I that's what my kind of take is on Story. I think he'll just be more consistent.
I feel like, last year it was his first full season in a while. So it's like, yes, he went through slumps and he definitely, he was struggling with some pitches. He did what he had to do, but like for the first time he played a full season in a while. So I feel like now that he played a full season, he definitely went to the laboratory in the off season and started working on what he struggled the most on. And I feel like him being healthy, once again, being good, just like having a regular off season after playing a full season, just going to the batting cages and practicing what was hardest, the hardest pitch you couldn't hit. You know what I mean? The same for like Durant. So it's like I feel Trevor Story could be a guy that could even perform better.
What do you think, though, David?
I think I want. My bad.
No, you're good.
I think he's going to put the ball more in play.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, I think he's going to regress a little bit as expected. Like, again, that was an all-star worthy year, 25 homers, over 90 RBIs, and Lewis, you touched on it. Obviously, him and Yoshida and Crochet were basically the three guys that stepped up in that short playoff run out of everyone on the roster. But, I will take anything from I will just take another healthy season from Story. Like back-to-back seasons that are healthy from Story will be huge. Continuing to hold down the fort at short just for until the end of his contract, and then hopefully it being a smooth transition to Arias after, but just staying in the present. Like if he, knocks in 75 runs and only hits 15, 20 homers this year, is that going to hurt? Yes, because obviously the Red Sox, in my opinion, are lacking from a power perspective. We'll get into that in a little bit. So it would hurt to have that much of a dip in home runs hit from just him. But I'll just take him being healthy again. And I think I'm just tempering my expectations for him a little bit because he's going to be 34 or 33 or 34 this season. So he's only getting a little bit older. But I'm expecting him to have another solid season for sure.
He also looks in great shape.
Yeah.
Very athletic. He looks amazing, man.
So you want to say something else, Griffin?
No, I'm just excited for Story. I'm excited for the Story experience this year. It's gonna be a story. It's gonna be a storybook season for him. Like he's gonna read us a story. We'll be talking. We'll be telling stories about his season this year with the Red Sox.
New Hampshire isn't the only place that's going to have a Storyland. I'll tell you that much. For all my New Englanders out there that love that place, I grew up going there every
did
year.
Too. Yeah. Not every year for me, but every once in a while when I was a kid, for sure.
We'll get Lewis on one of those rides.
If Story has an MVP season, we'll buy season passes for Storyland next year, and we'll go with Lewis every few days.
Every 6 or 7 days. One last question with this infield group.
We could do it upside down.
Meyer and Durbin. Meyer got the nod at second. Durbin's starting the year, or he got the nod to play third. What do you guys feel about that? I'll give my opinion right now. I think that this is the right defensive alignment to make because Durbin has better range at third. Meyer has a stronger arm, which would have been nice to have at third. But I love having my third baseman be a guy that can cover more ground. And if it means Meyer can stay healthier playing at second, I'm all for it. So I'm a fan of Meyer playing second and Durbin playing third. But what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Same. I like Durbin's more at third and Meyer at second. I feel also better because Meyer has always the injury history. Less movements, you know what I mean? He's right there from first. So I feel like you want to put him in a comfortable spot as much as you can for him because, the injury history. But I like it, Durbin's played amazing at third last year. And that should be getting better. Why wouldn't it get better? But yeah, I feel like I like it there, and I would have if I was the Red Sox manager, I would have definitely done it like that as well.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move, and you, Lewis, and David said perfectly, so I'm not going to say much more on it. But I agree with Meyer. I think it just helps because you look at the injury history, maybe that could help a little bit more. I agree. I like that.
And what do we think we can expect from Meyer this year? Just one last, I know I said I was done with the infield, but one final question about the infield with Meyer. He only has whatever it is, 40 games of experience, maybe 41. games of experience at the major league level. Like, what are we expecting from Meyer this year? Because he is clearly a huge part of this Red Sox team. But to this point in his career with the Red Sox, he's a question mark. He is yet to play a whole season. So, what do we think with him?
I feel it's going to be a learning experience for him this year. Of course, especially because he has never played a full season. If he's still if he managed to play a full season, I wonder how his body's going to react at the end of the season. And hopefully, with all this with Andrew Monasterio, Interfalefa, we could figure it out. And I can imagine that's part of it. You know what I mean? That's why we have a lot of depth right now. But I feel like he's capable of producing. He's capable, but it's just like the injuries. That's where the doubts comes from, and it's like we need him to perform, and I think he would definitely perform, but we need him to stay in the field, healthy, as long as possible, though, because it's definitely he learns from that as well. You know what I mean? The more he plays, the better he gets for the end of the season. The more he could adapt to. They're pitching outside. Let me work on that. That's part of it. It's part of being a baseball player. But let's see how. There's going to be a question mark though, because there's going to be a full season if he is healthy, and let's see how he reacts offensively, defensively, and his body as well.
Yeah, for me, I gotta say, I think we're gonna see a lot of the Roman. This is a hot take. We're gonna see the Roman Anthony experience at first. I feel like Meyer is gonna start off very hot, but then maybe in the MLB, we thought with Christian Campbell when he first was playing with the Red Sox, we thought he was gonna be watch out for this guy, but I feel like when they figure him out, though, it's not going to be as hard as a downfall that Christian Campbell had. I feel like it'll still be fine, but I feel like Meyer's going to start off very hot, and then we'll get more to reality. But I think he's going to be very consistent overall, and I feel like Campbell even developing now. Like once he comes back, eventually he's going to still be a promising player for the Red Sox. Eventually, I strongly believe.
One last.
I'm sorry. You literally just broke my heart right there, man.
Why?
Mentioning Campbell.
Yo, he'll get an opportunity.
Not even because of that. The reason when Bregman signed, he was coming to play second. That was the thing. Davis would have been at third, but Campbell performed really well.
Oh, we lost him. There's a as the ongoing.
But it's like,
he's back.
Oh, he's frozen again.
It's the blizzard that Andrew usually talks about.
We alive?
You're good.
Oh, I think he's back.
Glitchy but good.
Yeah, Lewis, I think you need to leave and join again.
Here.
Oh wait, we hear you. You're here. No, he's frozen. Well, I think he's battling with the snowstorm that Andrew always talks about. So
one other thing. Well, this is going on with Lewis.
I think you gotta leave and rejoin, Lewis.
Yeah.
Here, we'll try to have him.
So I'll mention one other point, Griffin, just quickly on the infield. We're gonna miss Romy Gonzalez at least to start the year. He's gonna be out indefinitely with that shoulder issue that he's getting treated occasional by doctors. Andrew Monasterio is going to kind of be that guy to step up in that Romy Gonzalez role. So he's definitely going to have some opportunities as well. So we'll have to see how that plays out if the Red Sox are missing Romy Gonzalez more than we think. But moving on from that, we can go do the outfield now. and I'm sure Lewis will pop back in at some point. No surprises here at all. Running it back with the same unit: Roman Anthony, Rafael, and Abreu. Duran will most likely get opportunities in there as well, but he's going to be platooning between DH and outfield. But your main three in the outfield is going to be those three guys you see there in that section. So, what are your thoughts on this unit here? I mean, I no complaints about it. I think it's one of the better outfields in the MLB. I mean, we get 2 Gold Glove winners in that group. Let's go. He's back.
Well, like I was saying, the Campbell situation. Bregman apparently signed to be our second baseman. And, Devers at third. And it kind of like.
Devers talk in the big 2026.
I mean, I'm going to tell you why I was right away, like, about to cry.
No, wait, can I say something, Lewis? We need to boycott this just like they boycotted me about Cooper Flag on Celtic Nation Rise.
I mean, man, it's just like
I don't want to get your Devers stuff out now. If we keep talking about Devers, by the All-Star break, we might as well change this to chasing the Devers.
Chasing Devers back to Boston.
Oh, he lives.
What?
But not like I said, the Bregman signed. Apparently, he was going to be our second baseman. That was the idea. Then the Campbell situation. That Campbell, he was fighting. He was fighting to be the second baseman, and he did. He earned it. He was playing amazing. But it's just like his downfall, man. If we would have known his Campbell's downfall, he's not ready for the MLB yet. I would have rushed him if I knew about this. I would have definitely called Cora. He's not ready. Keep him down there. You're going to create a mess if you leave him in this playing second base. So I would have, now you see him. I know he has the potential, but it's so sad. See, the Devers situation started from there. And now he's he's not performing like how he was the first month of the season. First month of the season, rookie of the month. You know what I mean? So it's like, wow. And this also happened because of the Devers situation, because of Devers and stuff. And it's just like, damn, bro. Definitely we got this started it. If it wasn't for this, we could have kept him. We could have had Devers at third.
All right.
If not, we could have, because now he's an outfielder. That's the thing. Campbell's an outfielder as well. Well, that's even shocking as well. So it's like, damn, now he's an outfielder.
So speaking of the outfield, that's the perfect segue to what me and Griffin were talking about when you were logging back in. So no surprises there, Lewis. Running it back with the same unit. Obviously, we got 2 Gold Glove outfielders as part of that group. Duran listed in the DH section, but he's going to be splitting time between DH and outfield throughout the season. How do you feel about our outfield unit overall? Give me the whole rundown offensively and defensively.
I feel really good about the outfield. Defensively, one of the best for sure. But I also feel like a little bit question marks, not just with not with the offense, more with the Jaren Duran and Yoshida situation. I know Rafael is going to be center field, Roman left, Abreu and right. I like that. I like those moves, and I love the offense as well and defensively. It's just a question mark with Yoshida and Jaren. What's going to happen? How are they going to manage that? But it's a long season as well, but it's going to be a question mark at least in the beginning. I feel like definitely in the beginning. But I feel overall confident about the team and the offense as well in the outfield. So I'm pretty confident there.
Yeah, when I grow up, I want to be like Roman Anthony. I mean, I'm so impressed. I can't say enough. I think he's up there with Drake May in terms of most exciting young athletes in Boston. I mean, the hype is there. The hype is only growing, especially after what he just did in the World Baseball Classic. But if we can just get a full season out of Roman Anthony, and hopefully it doesn't end short again because of an injury, I'm gonna love that. I think you know average
Yeah.
defensive outfielder. Gladly take that in left field. Rafaela, obviously, hope he can have a little bit. I mean, he had a great year. Obviously, sputtered out towards the end, but you know what you got with the glove. Maybe he can improve offensively. And the most interesting one for me heading into 2026 is Willie Abreu. I mean, we know what's there with the glove as well. He's won back-to-back Gold Gloves in right field, even with the injury-riddled season last year. I think if all those injuries don't happen, we're looking at a 30 home run hitter. Um, I'm really interested to see just how Willie Abreu does this year, and more specifically, how is he going to do against lefties? Because now he's no longer a platoon guy. Like Willie Abreu is going to be one of these guys that we're expecting to play every day. So, of this outfield crew, Abreu is the most interesting to me, and the one I'm most intrigued to watch.
Same. He looks in fantastic shape. He looks good, man. With Rafael, I'm also excited about him, man. Even in the World Baseball Classic, he was putting the ball in play, less strike, a swing, and less swing and misses. He doesn't make. He's hitting the ball harder as well. It definitely seemed like he definitely worked his tail off this off season. So I'm really confident about Rafaela, to be honest. With Roman, yes, but you expect Roman to be good. You get what I mean? But I feel like Roman could be Roman, and you get some extra from Rafaela and Abreu. That's definitely a win.
What are your thoughts on Roman Anthony leading off? Because people would rather him be hitting second or third, so he has those early RBI opportunities with people on base. But other people like him leading off because he is great in the leadoff position. I believe his OPS last season leading off was well over 1,000, like 1.2 almost. So, what are your thoughts on him being the leadoff guy?
I like him. We should definitely keep him there. He's really good at making the. He's not like he could be aggressive whenever he wants, but he takes some pitches sometimes, and I like that. He's not like chasing. You know what I mean? He has the eye for that and the discipline as a hitter. He definitely could be it, and I don't know. Having Roman at batting first definitely gives you a high opportunity of scoring first and putting pressure right away to the pitcher. Right away passing. Roman has a five pitch at bat. And his best pitch today is a sinker. We pass down the information, and we rock and roll because Roman is. But don't worry. Even though, oh yes, he has a great discipline. He has a great eye. Don't leave it down the pipe because he could definitely take you deep. So it's like, oh yeah, he could take you deep. It's not like, oh, he just has great discipline and he has a great eye. It's not just that. He also knows how to hit the ball very hard. If you realize, a lot of his singles are always plus 100. He knows how to bat. He knows how to put that barrel to the bat, man. Strong kid, and he just gonna get stronger and stronger and better and better.
I'm the same way. I love having him in the leadoff spot. Just is it nice to have a guy that can probably get RBI opportunities and capitalize on them a little bit later in lineup? Yes. But I like just having guys, before we get to that point, I like having guys that I feel confident at any point in the game can get on base, whether it be the first inning, third, fifth, seventh, or late game. And Roman Anthony is doing all that just at 21, soon to be 22 years old. So, as we welcome back Griffin, we were just finishing up our outfield talk, and I'll ask you this question as well. How do you feel about Roman Anthony? I mean, if you want, talk about the outfield as a whole, but the question we were just talking about is Roman Anthony in the leadoff spot. How do you feel about that? And if you want, go into your thoughts on the outfield overall from an offensive and defensive perspective.
My first thing is, I know there's some stuff on. No, never mind. I forgot what I was going off of. Roman Anthony leadoff. I love it. I think that's a guy that could really bring some production to the starting lineup, and having him in the leadoff spot gets things going immediately. I love it. I love it.
And then Lewis, just what are we eating now?
Oranges.
Oh, still sticking with the oranges.
Yeah.
Not platooning with another fruit.
Mm-mm.
Sticking with one fruit. We love it. And then, what are your thoughts on Willie Abreu really quickly, Griffin, just becoming an everyday player? Like, he's going to be hitting against lefties this year. Me and Lewis were talking, saying that, you know what you're going to get from Roman Anthony. Obviously, I want to be him when I grow up. You know what you're going to get from Rafaela with the glove. With Willie Abreu, he's the most intriguing guy because we feel like if he didn't get injured last year, he could have been well on his way to 30 home runs. You know what you get with the glove from him, back-to-back Gold Gloves. But this is going to be an interesting year for Willie Abreu. He's going to be an everyday player for the first time in his career. He's going to be hitting against lefty pitchers who he struggled with in the past. So what are your thoughts on Willie?
Yeah, I think he totally deserves the opportunity. I mean, you've seen him being out of it just because how many outfielders the Red Sox have had in previous years and even this year. But I love to see it. And I think this is going to be a guy where you saw what he did for Venezuela and how productive he was then. And I'm just excited to have the Willier experience this year. I think he's going to have a phenomenal season. And if it's a long season and it's a matter of if they could stay healthy, how well is it going to be? And I think this is a guy who's going to be healthy and he's going to be very productive for the Red Sox this year.
And we'll move on to the next.
Today he hit a home run. Today he hit a home run. And I was expecting him to throw the bat up like how he did for Venezuela. He didn't. It was just like a regular home run. And I'm like, I've been to that passion, man. But maybe in the playoffs. It's a long season.
Right. I mean, passion and, representing your country versus spring training games, I think two different leagues, literally. But, right, we'll see if we get Willie moments, WBC Willie moments in October and hopefully November as well.
Yeah,
but, what is it?
Willie's going to be nice.
Yes, I think great things are going to be coming for Willie Abreu in 2026. But we'll move on to the next section here. We got catchers. Very simple. Narvaez and Wong. Not too much to say there. Obviously, I think playing a whole season got to Narvaez at the end. He's coming off some off-season surgery, but he's fully healthy heading into 2026. He was a pleasant surprise last season, and he'll be coming back as the lead catcher. Then you got Connor Wong as a backup, so running it back with the same crew. Anything else you guys want to add with the catchers?
I feel like Navarro is going to have a really good year. He's not a rookie anymore. He was playing hurt last year, so I feel he's definitely going to step up this year and do even better at hitting, to be honest. Now that he has experience in his hands and knows how it is. Connor, I just want Connor to.
You want what?
I want Connor. I don't know, man. Connor, he might hit 40.
40 homers?
I see it, man. I smell it.
You think Connor Wong's going to hit 40 homers next season?
Not 40. At least he has at least 16. But, like, I see it. I see it. he got to put the ball in play more though. But
So he's gonna
you know,
go from what? Did he even have a homer last year? Was he 0 homers? He's gonna go from 0 homers to 16 homers. That's your prediction.
he had 14 home runs in 24.
Oh, but 24 for David Hamilton. That doesn't count.
I know.
David Hamilton was so hurt, and it was just a 10-game streak for him. Then he got hurt again.
Yeah, if Connor Wong can do that along with Narvaez, I mean, our catching duo would be even better than I could have predicted. So
I'm excited for Narvaez, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but Narvaez, I'm really excited to see this year. I think he's going to be very phenomenal, and I think, you know, like I loved what I saw from him, and he's young, and he's the future. You know, I feel like it was such a big situation with Kyle Teal because, you know, you look to get a promising catcher, and you got just as talented of one in Narvaez. I think last year he really shocked me, and I think he shocked a lot of people, and I just can't wait to continue to see him and see what he does this year.
And then we got the final position here on the roster to talk about the two DHs. Sorry, the two DHs.
Wait, can we do it again? We need to see you do it.
The two DHs. We got Jarren Duran. Lewis's face was priceless there. And Masataka Yoshida. Duran is a bit of a hybrid DH, as we talked about earlier. He's going to be splitting time, likely, between DHing and playing the outfield, whereas Yoshida has been exiled for a long time from playing the outfield for the Red Sox, and he will be strictly a DH. But, you know, I think there's a lot of potential with these two guys, and I mean, we've seen what both these guys can do. But I think Lewis, as he does a lot in this program, raises a very interesting question with Duran and Yoshida, where there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, how the heck are we going to find playing time for both of them? I mean, Duran, in theory, is the better player all around and should get more opportunities to play consistently than Yoshida. But Yoshida has value in the fact that he was one of the few guys that stepped up against the Yankees, and he's one of the few guys on the roster who consistently shows that he can put the ball in play. And if you keep playing Duran over Yoshida, then it's just a dead weight of 18 million sitting on your bench. But the risk of your team striking out more goes up whenever Yoshida isn't in the lineup. So I really don't know what we do there, or I do know what we do there. You got to play Duran, the better player, every day, but it's gonna. There's a log jam there, and you know, it's never a bad thing to have you know, 4 outfielders, and I've grown to appreciate what Breslow did this winter with keeping all the outfielders, not trading one like we thought he was going to do. But I don't know. That's going to be interesting as well. It's going to be an interesting situation for Cora Griffin, is finding playing time for Duran, Yoshida, Anthony Rafael, and Abreu consistently.
Yeah, you know, I didn't want to jump the gun because I didn't think you guys talked about Yoshida a lot. I really like Yoshida, and you know, I think he just, you know, obviously the outfield experience didn't really work with him. However, I think he's still a guy that you gotta let, you know, because I was Yoshida's biggest critic when he first was here. You know, I have to say, but you know, this was a while ago, but I used to shout out my friend Jack. I don't know if he's listening to the podcast or not, but I went to school with him, and I always told him how much I did not like Yoshida. However, Yoshida is like, he grew on me a lot, you know, like there was one game he hit a grand slam, and Jack texted me after, he's like, keep doubting Yoshida because he's starting to do good. But I've really grown to like Yoshida, and I think he brings a great addition to this team. And you know, it's tough because, again, it's like, when is Duran going to be put in? Are you going to, you know, is Yoshida going to be playing every other day, or like, how's that even going to work? But I think we'll quickly see, they'll figure it out. You know, you kind of look in the outfield, if someone's in a slump, maybe switching it up a little bit. But again, when you're in a slump, you want to work yourself out of it. But there's a lot of options, and it's a long season again that I've alluded to so many times. And in a long season, you're gonna kind of see your kinks and work them out, and you're gonna see what works for you and what doesn't. So I like having Duran and Yoshida both options because that gives you many things that you kind of play around with as the season continues.
All right. Well, that does it for breaking down the roster. Now we're gonna, yeah, we'll get one final look at that. Obviously, this 26-man roster could look very different or somewhat different between now on March 23rd and late September, October. But these are the 26 guys the Red Sox are rocking with as we head down to Cincinnati, Ohio to start the season on Thursday. But a couple more orders of business we want to get to is season predictions. So I'm going to throw out two awards here that we're going to nominate players for on the Red Sox. And then we'll go into our record predictions and placement and all that. What we're going to do MVP and most impactful offseason acquisition.
Ooh, MVP like our CNR MVP, not C, CTM MVP, like our prediction of who we think will be, or like just overall for the Red Sox.
Who's going to be the MVP of the Red Sox season?
Garrett. Ooh, this is a tough one because it's a
I
toss.
got two names in mind.
It's Garrett Crochet and Roman Anthony. I feel like that.
Yep.
Do you want
me to go ahead?
I'm going to say this. Roman's time is going to come, and I feel like it's here. Like, we've seen how productive he's been, but I think you saw the season that Garrett Crochet had last year and saw how productive he was. And I think it's going to be another Garrett Crochet year. I think potentially you could see Crochet winning Cy Young this year. And, I think Roman Anthony is going to have a phenomenal hands down year. Knock on wood, stays healthy again. It sucked to see him go down with that injury last year, but I feel like Garrett Crochet is just going to have such a dominant and phenomenal season that I see him winning the the Cy Young this year. I really do. I really do. That's my hot take.
Yes,
David,
sir.
who do you got?
So I'll say what we're doing right now, just to fill you in, Lewis, is there's two awards we're giving out for the season. I'm going to give my answer here to the first one, but to give you some time to think, it's the MVP of the season from the
I already have one.
So the CTM MVP, and then the CTM most impactful offseason acquisition. So for MVP for me, it very well could be Crochet, but just for the fact that this guy's going to be playing every day, I'm going to go with the other guy, Roman Anthony. I think that this is just his team. It's going to be his team for the future, for many years to come. He's already hyping me up. He hyped me up so much just in a short 70-game sample last season, and what he did in the World Baseball Classic is just firing me up even more. So if he can stay healthy, I think, could we be looking at a world where a 22-year-old Roman Anthony is getting MVP, AL MVP votes as well? Maybe, but just he has me so fired up. I can't say enough good things about Roman Anthony. Like this podcast all year, this whole program all year may just be me just, gushing over how amazing of a player and a person Roman Anthony is. But I'm going to say Roman Anthony is the MVP for the Red Sox in my CTM season MVP.
Who do you got, Lewis?
When Roman went down last year. Damn. When Roman went down last year, the offense sucked. We weren't hitting a lot of home runs. We weren't getting the base that much after we lost him. You could tell the difference that he made just having him there. And Just, just thinking about that. Even though he was a rookie last year, and what Davis said, and what he also did in the World Baseball Classic, I wasn't surprised he sent Dr. home. That hurt, but I wasn't surprised. That's wrong. I know my guy. Even though I wanted him to perform good, but to lose. But no, he had to send Dr. packing. But I'm definitely gonna pick him. He's definitely like I said in 25, he went down. The offense got we were sucking more in the offense. You could tell the difference that he made, even though he was a rookie. So now that he's healthy again, more experience, the experience of World Baseball Classic. Even though a lot of people are saying that's the most pressure they've ever felt in the whole life. So it's like even though he performed like that in the World Baseball Classic, I'm definitely gonna pick him. But for sure.
And then who do you guys got for most impactful off-season acquisition?
You got one, Lewis, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
I'm gonna go. A lot of people are gonna say Ranger Suarez, but I'm going with Caleb Durbin. I think he's gonna be a great addition to the team. You saw how effective he was with the Brewers last year, and I think he's just gonna get even better. I love this acquisition for the Boston Red Sox, and I think he's going to be the most impactful player, and you're really going to see that sparking. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that, but I like that. I like that move, and I think he's going to be very well. And I wanted to bring this up too because I forgot to say it in our other takes. If he doesn't work out as well as I think he will, you could potentially see Sedane moving back to the infield, which would open up a spot for Jaron Duran or something. And then you see Yoshida get the everyday position at the DH. But again, I'm not going that route. I think Durbin is going to have a great year, and I think he's going to be the most impactful player for the Red Sox for the offseason move. Or, I like Contreras. Oh, I fully Contreras wiped my head. Well, because because Contreras was my favorite offseason acquisition, but I'll go Durbin. I'll go Durbin still. But Contreras, he I have to say he instantly becomes one of my favorite players. As soon as the Red Sox got him, instantly one of my favorite players. I love Wilson Contreras.
For me, man, it's hard because yes, Durbin's kind of performed Alex Bregman, like that kind of, less power, but like he performs kind of in that way in the level. They look very similar, even defensively, and I like that Durbin doesn't strike out, but also like Contreras at first, he's a veteran. You get what I mean? Think about it. When was the last time we had someone like that at first base? Casas gets hurt every year. We haven't had a first baseman. Bobby Dahlbeck?
Kyle Schwarber?
Yeah, but that was a long time ago. You see what I mean?
Franchi Cordero?
Yeah.
He was an outfielder, wasn't he? No, he played first for a little bit too.
He's an outfielder, but they try him at first.
I went to his first game ever at first base. Fun fact.
Didn't he drop the ball or something like that?
I don't think he made an error. It's like a crazy game in 2021. We came back against the Yankees 4-0 in the bottom of the eighth. Broke up a no-hitter. It was a crazy game, but I digress.
Was it Devers? He put them to sleep. The Yankee could.
We
gotta hit Griffin. You gotta hit the bleep button.
That was my MVP right there.
Wait, crap! As my, we need Andrew in here to hit the bleep button because this is This is more than my Cooper Flag takes.
All year that Lewis brings up Devers, we're hitting the bleep button. Like this is.
All I could have bet we had Devers. That's what I'm saying.
All right, that's it. Hold on.
But not like I was saying. Derb, I like him. Derb, he kind of performs like Bregman in a way. Maybe less power, but he's also young, and he's also going to have a green monster the Green Monster right next to him as well. You see what I mean? So he was playing in Milwaukee, very different ballparks. So I like that he doesn't strike out, but Contreras is also a veteran that we haven't had like a first baseman like him in a while. Sometimes we could put him as to catch as well. Even Cora said it. So it's like, one game, it doesn't matter. I'd rather him than freaking Connor Wong. You know what I mean? Like, a playoff game?
Yeah, I totally wouldn't rule out Contreras even catching. I even mentioned that when I was doing my thing. I don't know. But Lewis, mention Devers again for me really quick.
Devers bombs.
There we go. We better not hear that too much this year, but hopefully
we'll have to. Andrew will have to teach David how to use the bleep button.
Right. I don't want to have to hear that 67 times.
When I say Devers, it's going to be too late for you, man. I'm going to say it first.
That's 2.
I'm going to say it when you're not even expecting it.
You know what?
If you...
Devers. So, like, boom.
That's 3.
So,
here's the rule. Here's the rule for the 2026 season. If Lewis mentions Devers' name... You can bleep me if you want, but if Lewis mentions Devers' name 11 times in one episode, he is banned for the following episode.
I mean, if I'm not going to mention Devers, then I thought you were like, if you don't mention it, we're going to buy you a hot dog at Fenway Park.
I'm not going to reward for mentioning Devers.
We're not mentioning.
No. He said if he doesn't mention him for the season, David. All right, how about you'll buy him a hot dog? Wait. Let's give a little sneak peek. I don't want to jump the gun any, but will you buy one of these hot dogs, David? Just saying.
I might have to take out a loan to buy that.
Take it. That's it. That's all it takes.
Yeah, I will. If you don't mention Devers the whole season, I will absolutely reward you 100%.
What you mean the whole season? It has to be. Well, it's over when they're not playing at Fenway anymore.
So, be on the lookout for that.
Half of the season.
Please. No, the full season.
All right, who do you got? Who do you got, David? Who do you got, David, for your role?
I got the guy that our first major acquisition in the offseason. Kind of forgotten at this point. Not forgotten, but flew underneath the radar. Sonny Gray. I think Sonny Gray is going to be a huge part of this rotation. I really love the advanced metrics with him. I mean, his strikeouts per 9 innings is 10. His home runs per 9 inning is just a hair over 1 at 1.2. I think, his FIP was 3.39. His ERA was 4.28 last year. So I think he just got screwed by either just a mixture of bad defense in St. Louis or just, unlucky hitting. The hitters hitting in the right spots in the field. So, I think Sonny Gray is going to be a huge part of what we're doing this year. Seems like it's just a 1 year. It's probably just going to end up being a 1 year experience, but he's saying all the right things too. He's fired up to be part of the Red Sox. Like, I think Sonny Gray is going to be just as huge a part of this rotation as the other guys we acquired, like Oviedo and Ronald Suarez.
Can I say a hot take about this?
Please.
He kind of, the vibes I get from him are kind of like the Tyler O'Neill or Adam Duvall vibes. No, not Adam Duvall. Sorry, I just want to mention him. But Tyler O'Neill vibes, low key. But I know it's a pitcher
from St. Louis.
It's exactly, and it's a guy that you're bringing in who I think, when we first got Tyler O'Neill, we loved it. So I don't know. I'm getting the same vibes. But I wanna ask this for you guys really quick. I have a question for you guys. How come we didn't get a Ranger Suarez in there? Because again, in the WBC, you saw he was struggling a little bit. Do you think he's struggling a little more so than going to be dominant for the Red Sox? Do you think this year he's going to need Andrew Bailey to kind of help him and get back to a dominant form? Or what do you guys think?
To be honest, I was about to say that. It's too much. Like Barcelona kind of did his job this year. Devers said it. No, Devers told him to get a first baseman to do his job.
Oh my! Oh. When we're talking,
He actually did his job. He did his job, but too many. Breslow did a lot. Brought a lot of guys, man. That's like hard to pick. I'm thinking like, oh shit, we need a second starter. We
and
got
you
it.
swore. You mentioned Endeavors, and you're dropping S bombs.
Fuck it, why not?
Whoa! Family program.
That gets a beep. That
Yeah.
gets a beep. Beep. Beep.
That's what I get when I talk about Devers. Let's stop bringing up Devers, man.
You're the only one doing
You're
it.
the one that's picking him up.
Because you say things that reminds me.
No, how does that remind you? How does Ranger Suarez remind you of Devers? Every time. All right, this is what Lewis is going to do. Every time Ranger Suarez is on the mound this time, dang it, it should be Devers that's here, not Ranger Suarez.
If anything, it should have been Marcelo Meyer that reminds you of Devers because he's wearing number 11 this year. But
that's not even that. My freaking jerseys are it says Devers in the back.
Well, take the Devers off and put Meyer on there or something.
Wow.
You know, yeah.
It says his last name.
You tape it over. I've seen so many fans. I've seen so many fans with the Celtics tape Peyton Pritchard over their Kyrie Irving jerseys. I've seen it. You could do it, Lewis.
Yes. There's ways around this.
I'm the type of fan. I like being original. When I put the thing on, I feel like I'm a big leaguer. You know what I mean? I want to dress up as the cool kids, as the big leaguers.
Oh, wait, I'm getting a phone call right now. Hello? Who is this? Oh, I've been expecting your call. It's the big leagues.
Get ready
what
for
else?
I just had a Aura farm for
well, like I said, it's too many. Barcelona did his job. And he brought a lot of key guys that definitely like hard to pick. Definitely like Ranger Suarez, Sonny Gray, Johan Oviedo. Like he did his job, man. And Wilson Contreras, Durbin. Like, how can you pick one? It's hard.
Yeah.
So for me with Suarez, it wasn't like me picking Gray was something against Suarez, but I do think, he's been a little bit shaky, and I think that it's going to take him a little bit to recover from the WBC, hence why he's not going to be pitching against Cincinnati. That's just why I didn't pick him, Griffin, but I absolutely think he could be a guy where as the season goes on, got some background music here.
Oh, geez.
You're good.
I thought it was muted. My bad.
You're good. I think as the season goes on, Suarez will start to find his groove more. But I think there's going to be a little bit of a bump in the road that he's going to be.
I play the music. Lewis has the beeping from his iPhone. You know,
it's not even me, man.
Come on,
it's David.
Is my phone? You see that? You see that moon button somewhere? Oh, it says "Do not." There you go.
See?
Do not disturb. It can't be me.
Look at mine. Look at mine. Look at
come on.
Look at that. Look at that right there.
So, I think as the season goes on, Suarez is going to get better and find his footing again, but it might just be a little bit bumpy at the start due to him coming back from the WBC. But I still think he can have a great season. So, do we want to do most improved?
Look, it's exciting.
No hot dog for you. No hot dog for you.
You see what I mean? I'm not lying, man. You see the silent button?
He doesn't get a hot dog. All right.
No,
you know what?
Do we want to do most improved?
Yeah, let's do most improved.
I mean, So, who's going to be most improved on this 2026 team? I'll give my answer. I think it's Abreu.
I think it's Yoshida for me. Hot take. Who do you got?
think for me, I think it's Rafaela, man. Abreu definitely performed, but we expected that from Abreu at some point. You know what I mean? But Rafaela looks bigger, stronger, and he looks more consistent, better at bats. He always had a problem swinging out the first pitch that he sees. He seems better, so it's like, and he seems stronger as well. If he keeps it up, man, putting the ball in play more, he should be fine.
So, how about we now go into the final part of this podcast, and we're going to talk about the new food items at Fenway Park this year. You want to go, Griffin? Oh, he's back, I think.
Oh, we're not. Wait.
Uh-oh. He's in and out, in and out.
Our standings predictions. We gotta give our standings predictions.
Oh, very, very good call. Thank you for checking me on that. So, what do we think, record-wise, the Red Sox are going to finish as, and how is their season going to go overall? So, give records for wins and losses, and then will they make the playoffs? How far will they go in the playoffs, and things like that. We'll start with you, Lewis.
I gotta think more.
Yeah. David, do you have yours?
We'll go with you.
Do you have
Griffin.
yours, David? Do you have yours or no?
I got mine. Do you want me to go? I'll go.
Yeah. You go first because I need mine for a second.
I would. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna shoot for the Stars this year. We're gonna go 95 and 67. That was not intentional. That is hilarious, but that was not. I swear that was not intentional. And we're gonna win the division, and I think we'll lose in the ALCS to the. I think we're gonna lose in the ALCS, maybe to the Mariners.
Mariners? Hell no.
I don't think we're there yet.
All right.
World Series,
I got mine.
I think, just really quickly, I don't think we're there yet to win the World Series, but I think we can make it. I think we can win the division for the first time in 7 years. I think we can get that check crossed off for this new core, but I don't think we're there yet to make the World Series.
I mean, why not, man? Like, look at the Blue Jays. They weren't there. No one expected them to go there.
Right. Anything can happen.
I got them going.
That's the team we got to beat.
Yeah. I got them going 88 and 74. I think that's a great prediction still. I think they're going to be a good playoff team. I don't think they're going to be first. I feel like they fall into second category. I potentially see the Blue Jays or Orioles above them. Blue Jays or Orioles, one of the two teams. I feel like they're going to have, but I'm not discrediting them at all. I think the Red Sox are going to have 88 wins is still a great season. That's above 500. I think they're going to still have a good season. And I see them making it a deep playoff run. Do I see World Series yet? No, but anything could shock you. I mean, did fans see the Patriots going to be making it to the Super Bowl? I don't think so. So I think anything could shock you. I think, this Red Sox team really reminds me of that Patriots team, hungry, young, talented, led by a young superstar in Drake May and Roman Anthony. I mean, these two teams have so many similarities. It wouldn't shock me if you see them even having a better record than I'm predicting, make it first in the East and make it to the World Series. I mean, that wouldn't shock me. A Dodgers Red Sox World Series matchup. Who knows? But absolute cinema. But I feel like they won't quite make it to the World Series yet. I think right there, but not not there yet. Lose then. But that's what I got. The Red Sox. I don't think that's a very bad take. I think that's very solid.
The only thing is that made me make that reaction is just them being one win worse than last year. That's just what tipped me off. But we'll see what happens.
Maybe 90. Oh, all right, then let's go. I don't know why. I 88's my fallback number, and there's so many games, so I always go like. But we'll go 90, and that would make them 70. Wouldn't that make it 75?
No,
Oh, no, 72. Sorry, 72. We'll go 90 and 72. I like that. Yeah.
All right, so we got 95 wins for me, 90 wins for Griffin. And how far did you say they're going to go in the playoffs? ALDS?
Right before the World Series.
So we both are saying losses in the ALCS.
Yeah.
Who do you think they're going to lose still?
Ooh. That's tough. I'll go Orioles.
All right.
I'll go Orioles. I think Orioles make a. That's tough though. That's really tough because I'll go Orioles. Yeah.
All right, Lewis.
Orioles to what?
Orioles Dodgers World Series. Watch. This is what Lewis is going to say. They're winning 162 games. They're going to the World Series, but they're going to lose in the World Series in a Game 7 because they traded Devers. That's what he's going to say. Watch.
How you know? When we did that fucking... oh, my God.
And then when we're on here after Game 7, Lewis is going to say, listen, if we had Devers, we would have never lost Game 7.
I will make a whole video for Breslow and post it. Whenever he clicks on it, the message to him.
No, we're cutting that down right now.
But no, Orioles, they don't have the pitching staff as us.
So
they have the offense, but they don't have the pitching.
What's your season prediction, Lewis?
94 and 68.
So you have them even worse than David. Like what?
David has just one more win.
But that's worse.
But
right.
The team we gotta beat is the Blue Jays. They were in the World Series, and they were the team that. Okay, if we end up being first in the AL East, that means we're freaking better than the Blue Jays.
I don't think we'll be first. I think we'll be second. I think Blue Jays or Orioles are
they're going to be first.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, if we're first, then we're definitely better than them. I don't think the Mariners are going to stop us. The team that we got to stop is the Blue Jays or the Yankees.
You're discounting the Orioles though, like they have
the offense, but they don't have the.
Yeah, but they have pitching too. Like
who?
Corbin Burns. Who else did I see they have?
Who?
Corbin. They have Corbin Burns. And hold on,
Orioles. No, they don't. That guy's in Arizona.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, crap. He is with the Diamondbacks now. My bad. Yeah, what land am I living on? Hold on. Let me pull up their pitchers.
I think the number one pitcher is Shane Bias.
All right, they don't have a huge pitching staff, but the offense will help them a lot too. And I really think they're gonna have. Geez, that was really a brain fart for me, guys. I'm sorry.
All good. So
Ryan Helsley, like they all right. The pitching staff is definitely weak on their behalf. But
that's where
I really think the offense will help them. Maybe not World Series then. Maybe not World Series. I'm changing my take up a little bit. I'll go. They lose to the Blue Jays in Blue Jays World Series. Yeah, I'll go Dodgers.
They're not better than us.
I think Dodgers Blue Jays World Series run it back.
But they're not better than us.
That's Griffin's opinion, Lewis. Continue with your.
I'm not saying they're better than us. I don't think they're better than us, but I just think they have experience and like we're a young team, And I gave them the benefit of
What
the doubt.
experience do they have of
It's
losing?
gonna be like a Patriot. It's gonna be like a Patriots run. I'm telling you. And who knows? Maybe we make it to the World Series. Maybe not. But like I'm saying, I think Blue Jays then beat us and they advance to the World Series. I have to. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hopefully, you're wrong.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong too.
No, for me, the pitching is part of it, for sure. We have seen it in the World Series. You saw Yamamoto. You saw Max Scherzer. Pitching's part of it. The Orioles, yes, they have the offense. But, I mean, P. Alonso is not going to pitch either. Or is he like the next Otani or something? P. Alonso got to know that he's coming to the AL East. The AL East is packed in pitching. He's not with the Mets anymore. He's with the bad boys now.
I feel like you just cut like a WWE promo right there, just directed at like challenging Pete Alonso to a cage match.
Yeah, Carl would be very impressed with you. I have to
He's
say,
not even the best first baseman in the AL East.
That title goes to Wilson
Who is
Contreras.
Oh, that title goes to Vladdy, man.
Nope, that's a funny way to say Wilson Contreras.
Bro, he literally carried the Blue Jay team by himself. Bro, he's a wagon. You just get off the wagon.
So we're waiting for the most anticipated part. Where do they make it then? Do they make it to the World Series? Do they win the World? This is where I'm saying they're going to lose Game 7 to the Dodgers, and it's going to be all because no Devers.
No, we're not losing. We're going all the way. We're going to shock the world and be like, "Oh, how'd this happen?" It's baseball. We got better. We strike out less. We got more experience. We got our heart broken last year in that Yankee Stadium. I was in tears as well. I felt it. Everyone felt it in that locker room, except Bregman. Bregman was just thinking about money. Except Bregman.
I think it's time to get into some food.
That's the only one who can cry in that locker. Roman was in Florida crying.
Were you in the locker room?
I was hearing. Bayo was about to like smash the TVs.
Okay, now we're just making stuff up.
All right, let's talk some food, David. I'm getting hungry.
But no,
really quickly, I might have missed it. Who are we beating in the World Series, Lewis?
Whoever gets in our way, they're going down.
Okay,
you gotta give us a prediction.
They're going down.
He can say whoever.
Whoever.
Okay. All right. So just
they're going down.
Just to summarize, we got, for me, first in the division, we're gonna lose in the with 95 and 67, and we're gonna lose the Mariners in the ALCS. We got Griffin at 90 and 72. We're gonna finish in second
in the AL. Yeah.
And
we win the World Series.
We're gonna lose the Blue Jays in the ALCS. And we got Lewis here at 94 and 68. In second or first?
What you mean second? I said we're going all the way.
So my fault. We're first in the division, and then we're gonna beat whoever in the World Series. Are we gonna sweep them?
Yes.
So we're sweeping whoever. So
whoever.
We'll come back. We'll react to this video in November, hopefully. So, all right, let's move on.
So, I don't like the negativity. I'm surrounded by. I'm literally in the middle of two negative guys. It's like I need some repellent in here, man. Positive repellent.
Making the ALCS is negative. All right.
No, it is. The goal is to win it.
Okay, let's.
You know what, Lewis?
I'm still gonna cry if we lose to the ALCS. What's the difference?
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up on a fun note here. We're gonna talk about the new items on the food menu at Fenway Park, which I know
And
for a
save this
fact.
clip. We gotta save this for November.
I
We
know
gotta
for
save
a
this.
fact that all three of us are going to go to a game potentially together this year, and we're going to try some of these new food menus. So, Griffin, you want to go one by one? We'll just talk about it.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say, if you guys like, subscribe, share these videos, maybe we'll do a food review video if we gain the finances. Maybe we'll review these foods. Um, but David, I'll take over for like you said. I think we should start off and give no. Let's start off with something first. We'll start off. We'll go with these. What do we got? What do we got, David? What do we got?
Yeah.
We got Red Sox 2026 mini empanadas, a choice of beef or chicken, corn shell, and salsa rosada. Those look tiny but very tasty, if you were to ask me. So
Uh,
I'm
we
try
have to
those.
we have to say what we rate them from a look 1 through 10. We'll pull it back up. We'll pull it back up.
La 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 la.
8.2.
All right, what do you got, Lewis?
Give it a 9. Solid 9. I gotta try it now. I gotta try it first.
I'll give it a 7, just because I feel like they could go with more sauce on the plate. I'm looking at the plate. I feel like I'm a big food guy. I think they could go with some more sauce underneath, though. I'm just saying. I think some more sauce.
Fair enough.
All right. What do we
Gotta add
we
some
got?
more. These
We
pounder in there.
got we got these next, David. What do we got? Wait, hold on. I don't know if it popped up. All right.
Yeah,
It should be there.
so we got the
I'm glitching, you
spicy.
guys. Oh, there we go.
We got the spicy Cabot grilled cheese. It's Vermont sharp cheddar and mango habanero salsa on thick cut sourdough bread. I'm just gonna say right now, this is like a 1 or a 2 out of a 10 for me. Like you can't even see the cheese sticking to the bread. The actual meal looks way more bready than it does look grilly or cheesy and whatever. Like I will not. I mean, if you guys like this video and get it to if this video gets 67 likes, I will try that. But I plan. I don't plan on selecting on trying that from these new food items.
Can I see it one
What
more
do you
time?
give it? Yeah.
I mean, look, that does not look appealing at all.
It doesn't seem interesting. I mean, maybe in person it's better. You never know.
What are you giving it, Lewis?
Give it a 6, man. It doesn't sound like like I'll give it a 6.7. But
Much better.
but like I don't know. You need to put something that will like you see it and it's like, oh my god, I want to be a Fenway right now with my credit card. You know what I mean? From seeing that thing, it doesn't give me a lot of emotion. There's not a lot of emotion for me.
I'm gonna go I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll give it a 4. And the reason I say a 4 is I look at it, it looks like it could taste pretty good. Like it looks like it's well seasoned on there. Like it looks like you're gonna get a flavor boost. But when I think of a grilled cheese, I think of the cheese pull. How's the cheese pull when you cut them in half and pull it? And right there, that doesn't give me a cheese pull. I'm gonna go a 4. I sound like a real food critic on here, don't I, guys?
Oh, this is great. This is great, amazing feedback. Yeah, I hope the Red Sox are listening to
Look,
this.
where's the cheese? Look, I'm putting my face up to there.
Yeah.
There should be cheese falling from the sides of it, like I look at cheese like, hold on, wait, let's look up a picture of a grilled cheese, guys. Let's look up a picture of a grilled cheese. Grilled cheese.
Yeah, I don't see enough cheese in the grilled cheese at Fenway.
All right. First image I get. Hold on. First image I get. Like, look
Right.
at the cheese. Look at the cheese, man. Like, look. Every image. This is a grilled cheese. Why don't we see that?
This one.
Exactly. I'm not dissing. I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I think we're gonna get some good flavors in there. Maybe like tasting like a garlic bread. I think you're gonna get that, but I think you give it a different name than a grilled cheese. Then I really do.
I agree.
I think Lewis is Lewis looks frozen and confused.
Yes.
Oh, but David, I'll give you the next one.
Yeah, we get the lobster. Love the Boston accent at the end there. The lobster, poutine, crispy Cavendish Farms fries, Luke's lobster meat, clam chowder, and crispy bacon. I mean, it does just look like a hodgepodge of just different food items, but like this is something I'd definitely be interested in trying. I'm gonna give it like a 7.2 out of 10.
I'm going a 9 with this one, maybe even at 9.5, David. I'm a big lobster guy. Hold on, I'll pull it back up for Lewis. And look at the flavors in here. I mean, you're gonna pull up a piece of fry, and again, if it looks anything like it does on here, I'm excited about it. Some Luke lobster, with some cheese on there. You know how poutine is. The only thing I'm kind of wait is there? Did they talk about some clam chowder on it? That'll be interesting for me because instead of gravy, they're gonna go with the clam chowder. I'm gonna bump it down a little bit because it just sounds more mysterious to me. Like it's just a bunch of seafood on there. I'll go a 8.5 just because I think that's just very experimental, and it's like you're just like you mentioned, David, you're throwing a lot of things on there, but I think it has I feel like it has the opportunity to be really good because I'm a big seafood guy. Where are you going though, Lewis?
I am a seafood guy as well, but I don't know, man. I never had this type of, and I have lobster, but not like this. Just have lobster empty. Just have lobster, but it seems like a bomb. So
that's I think that's what you're going with. It's gonna be a bomb in your mouth. It's just gonna taste great. Flavor overdrive.
Flavor overdrive, I like that.
maybe I would try it, but I don't know what to expect from it. Like what flavor am I gonna have in my mouth? Am I gonna be drooling? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What are you giving it though? What does it
What's
look
the
like?
rating?
Give it a solid 6.7.
Let's go. All
All
right.
right. We're coming to our last item.
This is confusing.
We got the surf and turf dog. We got Kobe beef hot dog,
Kobe
topped off
beef?
Luke's lobster meat, crispy Savinor's bacon, chives and butter on a toasted brioche bun. This combines everything I like about, different types of food. Loving having hot dogs and hot dog rolls. Loving having lobster in hot dog rolls, like a stereotypical market basket hot dog roll with lobster, absolute cinema, having the toppings, and then just a side of fries. I think it said it comes up with. This is probably arguably the most appealing one, maybe besides the empanadas that I like to try at the new four on the menu. So I'm going to give this like an 8.7, to be honest. Like I am really intrigued if I go to the ballpark. Contingent on what the price is of this. If this is way too expensive, I may just have to decline even buying this. But when I go to a game this year, in terms of buying new food items, this is probably the top one that I'm going to want to try and buy.
I'm not gonna lie with you. This was less impressive. It wasn't impressive for me, to be honest, man. It just seemed like a hot dog, and then let's just add some lobster on top of it. That's it. Like voila, we created this. No, you know what I mean? I could do that in my house. I could do that anywhere.
Maybe I will. Maybe I should. Well, I'll try.
You never know. Maybe the seasoning is different. You know what I mean? Maybe it's probably going to be tasting really good, but it's just like I think you could have invented something cooler. At least from what I'm seeing in other stadiums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other stadiums are doing like really good jobs with this, and You showed 3 of them, right? 3 food?
Four.
Or 4?
4.
It's like all seafood. What about for the people who doesn't eat seafood? I eat seafood, but
No, there's 2 not seafood. So you got the empanadas
if I'm not, yeah.
and you got the grilled cheese, but then you got the 2 seafood ones right here.
Yeah, but like you see that? I mean, it looks delicious though. Toasted. It doesn't look regular. It doesn't look like a regular dog, yeah, for sure. And the fries and oh, yes, wow.
Fries, I'm telling you.
It has bacon.
I don't think it has bacon, Lewis. I don't see any bacon.
I see bacon right there.
Bacon on the dog. Savinor's bacon. Crispy
Oh,
Savinor's bacon.
Oh, there is. Oh.
Whoa. Wow.
All right.
Wow. Oh, see. Wow.
So what are you going with for this? What do you rate 1 through 10?
Now, I read the whole thing, so I would definitely try it.
What do you rate it? From
I'll
lowest.
give it an 8.
All right. I'm gonna have to bump my empanadas down. You know, I know we're talking about this one, but we need more sauce. We need more sauce. And they look a little bland.
Sauce whatever you want to. You want ketchup? Ketchup.
Ketchup with empanadas? I'm not putting ketchup on my empanadas. And I tell you what, there's not enough sauce. They look very bland. I'm gonna go a 5 with them. I'm bumping that one down. But with this, I'm going to 8. I think the bacon and the lobster would taste very good. But the only reason it doesn't get higher for me is because when I think of lobster on a bun, I'm thinking of a lobster roll tossed in mayonnaise and that savory taste. You know, I've talked with a lot of Maine Celtics players, and it's their first time having a nice lobster roll. And I like it because, you know, a lobster roll, I'm not looking for lettuce on there. I don't know why. I take the lettuce off, but here it's like a lobster roll without lettuce, but you get a hot dog and you get bacon as well. But, you know, I personally, call me crazy, but if I was doing it, I would mix the lobster in some mayonnaise and then put it on top. Hot take. I'm going to 8 though.
Some blue cheese.
It's a valid take, right?
I'm interchangeable with my lobster, whether it be mayo or butter. But like,
see, if I'm eating straight lobster, I could love the butter, but it hurts the stomach after. I have to say, so the mayo is a safer option for me.
What about blue cheese?
Blue cheese.
I am not a blue cheese guy. I'm a ranch all the way, ranch lover right here, and I'm a big boy.
I was just kidding. Empanadas, I'm not gonna lie with you. I like them, but like, you know, I'm Latino, I'm Dominican, so it's like that's a regular thing over here. At least where I live. My parents should cook that all the time when like parties and stuff like that, birthday parties and stuff. So it's normal for me. So I'm probably not gonna try it. I probably will. But
are you sure? You literally just told me put ketchup on my empanadas. I don't think you've been.
I'm just kidding around because I'm like, oh, maybe you eat yours with ketchup.
I don't eat my empanadas with ketchup.
I don't. I mean, I have ate it with ketchup before. But when I was a kid, I don't do it now.
All right.
Good. Doesn't matter.
He's cut. All right, you're back.
That would be nice.
So,
but like, yeah.
I think it's okay, we're back now. I think it's good. We all have things that we're passionate about. So like if we do go to a game, we could each individually, if we get the funding from liking this video, we could each individually try one of those.
All right. I have 2 questions for you guys about the food stuff.
One quick thing. If y'all buy me a beer and the lobster hot dog, I would never mention never ever again.
You want lobster on top of like a Bud Light?
It could be anything, man. All
right, that's crazy. All right, I want to get us back on. All right, I have 2 questions for you guys about the food. First one, what one? All right, say you guys like the video and we have some more money, go down there. What item are you guys picking out from this food? Like, what one are you going with?
I'm gonna go with the surf and turf dog.
Same.
You know, I would say same, but I'll change it up and be a little creative. I'll go with the poutine. I'll go with the poutine. You guys could try my poutine, and I'll get a bite of your guys' surf and turf dog.
No, I mean,
Deal.
to be honest, when I go, I'm gonna buy all of them.
All right, let's do it.
I'm
Let's do
gonna buy
it.
everything.
My last question for you guys about food, because
Yeah,
you
you
guys
got a
see,
loan for that, bro.
everywhere. You know, like there's so many creative foods around the MLB. Do you guys have a favorite one?
City Field, man.
What food though? What item? Because I have one on my head.
It's called the 99 Challenge, I think. 9 Challenge. It's like a beer.
No,
Hamburger.
that's a 9 challenge. No, that a food, Lewis. All right, I'm gonna go first, and then you could go after me.
I don't know.
The campfire milkshake. The campfire milkshake from the Chicago White Sox. Hold on, I'll pull up a picture of it for you guys too. It looks so good, I have to say. Campfire milkshake. I've always wanted to try it. All right, ready? Hold on, you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it just looks phenomenal. Like this is a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
See, wow.
dang.
All
Got
right,
me
what are you
thirsty.
guys? I know. What are you guys going with? And
I'll tell you right now.
Lewis, the 9.
Wrong picture.
Beep.
Wrong picture. Wrong picture. I wrote Mets, and then for some reason that's what comes out.
The 9-inning challenge: a beer and hot dogs every 9 innings for every inning.
You know,
That seems
I
sad.
just I'll give my answer. I don't know much about like other stadiums and their food, but like I just did a quick Google search, and the Seattle Mariners. This is simple, but the Seattle Mariners have chicken fingers and French fries on like a ferry boat with like sauces on the side that they're serving the people. So it's more so just the presentation for me. But that's what stood out for me because I'm a huge chicken tenders / fingers connoisseur. So I would totally buy that.
I'm gonna show you right now. I literally saw it, and when the Red Sox play the Mets at Citi Field, I'm definitely gonna go and try this. It was amazing, man. It looked amazing, and also seemed really big. I saw it and I was like, "Wow, ooh, oh, see, wow, ouch."
What is it, Lewis? You're building.
It looked like a hamburger, man.
I think it was like a brisket thing. Oh, it looked so good, like a brisket.
It was a big.
And then there's one from the Blue Jays. Blue Jays or crickets. You guys want to go to Seattle and try some crickets?
I'm good, man. Crickets. Crickets.
My
You know
favorite.
one I would experiment with is the Blue Jays cotton candy fries.
You see, that's gonna make your stomach sad.
No, I would experiment with that totally because
You're going to stay in the hotel room the whole entire time in Toronto. If you eat that thing, what?
I would try it.
Fries
Have you ever dipped your fries in like a Frosty or something?
No.
I haven't. I'm not a big fan of it either, but I would like to try it. David, what about you? You a big Frosty dipper, like the fries in the Frosty?
I don't know if I've ever done that before, but I may need to try it.
It's the sweet and savory. You know, you got that salt there, and you balance it with some sugar and some sweet. I don't know.
I'd be willing to try that. I don't know if I'd like it, but I'll try it. I mean, that's right up my alley. I like fries. I like frosted. I like fries. I like cotton candy.
Yeah. See, I'm trying the cotton candy fries. I don't think I'll like it, but I'll try it. All right, Lewis. We're waiting. We're waiting. Where's your stadium food?
Oh,
Yeah, we got a pitch clock. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't, man, bro.
Watch, he's just gonna pull up Devers again. I like, you know, I would go to the Mariners too and try some crickets. I'm not gonna lie.
Crickets? What? Why would you have that?
All right, Lewis, focus on your foods, man. Focus on your foods. I'll look up the crickets. Seattle Mariners Crickets. David, it doesn't look the most appetizing, I have to say.
I mean, of course. Oh, hell no.
Give it
That's
a go, though.
no for me.
I'd
could
give it a
try
go. I'd try it, but I don't think I'll like it.
I will try it first.
Look at that. Next to a lime, how appetizing.
Lime.
But
Those freaking of salores.
me personally, I'm going with the campfire milkshake, though. I'm going with the campfire.
They don't even give you some blue cheese for that thing.
Blue cheese on crickets. Oh,
I'll dip my crickets in the campfire milkshake.
Some blue cheese will be nice, but damn.
All
Just
right,
like that with lime?
all
What
right,
is
Lewis, you're
you gotta
running
have
out.
a photo by now.
Boy.
See, it doesn't exist. You're 9 innings with the hot dogs, and
Yeah, the 999 challenge.
that's not what you were talking about. You were talking about hot dogs and a beer. But
No. I mean, I saw that's new, but it just seems like a regular hot dog.
That doesn't look bad. I'll give you that, Lewis. That doesn't look bad.
You would definitely be like, oh, see, wow.
I would have that 100%. I would try that.
Wait, all right. I think the campfire milkshake wins though, Loki. I'm superior about that.
I would try that.
I wrote burger, and for some reason, it's a baseball player that comes out.
Jake Burger.
Oh my Babe Ruth, the Babe. Daniel go back. All right. Wow. I think that's the perfect note to end the show on. Before we wrap up completely, I just want to give an update to the viewers on what to expect this season. We're going to be doing monthly podcasts like this, but we're going to be getting videos to you every week. We're going to do series recaps after every series. Most of the time, you will see some iteration of our three faces on these shows, and we're going to commit to getting you recaps for every single series. We're going to commit to that, and then we're going to do podcasts monthly, recapping the months in Red Sox baseball. And we're also going to be doing monthly check-ins with the Portland Sea Dogs and the Blue Sox. We got a very special guest helping us with the Portland Sea Dogs coverage. It's the man to the far right here, Griffin Aldrich. So we're looking forward to talking to him about the Sea Dogs. And we'll get the Woo Sox as well. We got the Woo Report and the Dog Talk, I believe, are the names. So looking forward to that. And we're just gonna have fun this year. Like the Red Sox, we're gonna just have fun with it, and hope to really entertain you guys this year and grow a lot. So that is gonna do it for this episode. Oh heck yeah, there we go. What a great photo I end up with. Alongside Lewis and Griffin, I'm David. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will be back to you right after the series ends against Cincinnati for the Red Sox as they open up the season later this week. Hope you all have a good night. Enjoy the season, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.